Of all the major franchises to play woke games and win woke prizes, none were more flamboyant about it than Doctor Who. And by all outwardly appearances, none will pay a heftier price for doing so. By all accounts, the most diverse and inclusive Doctor yet is out, and so is the funding and distribution deal with Disney. Let's dive in. This video is sponsored by Black Forest Supplements. For nigh on a decade now, many a major franchise has creatively compromised itself in order to cater to that elusive modern audience, an audience that valued diversity, equity and inclusion, and above all, to be seen. There was just one problem. As we learned from the Twitter files, this modern audience, which movies, TV series and video games have all been geared towards, never existed. Certainly not in any numbers worth catering to. So the end result of all this pandering and estrogen infusion is that brands that should have been evergreen, like Marvel and Star Wars, are on the brink, while Doctor Who, which really went above and beyond in its messaging, now could disappear for the indefinite future. We're about to take a deep dive into that, but first, let me tell you about NMN. NMN, or nicotinamide mononucleotide, is a supplement known to dramatically improve health and longevity by serving as a precursor to NAD+. Dr. Andrew Huberman recently was on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's a neuroscientist and a tenured professor at Stanford University School of Medicine, and he's going to explain what NMN is and how pharmaceutical companies are trying to take it away from us by patenting it as a prescription drug due to its incredible effectiveness.
We were talking, I think last time we spoke about supplementation as it relates to, metabolic pathways, and one thing I've been tracking pretty closely is this whole, the NMN thing has now taken a
Let's explain NMN for people. It's a precursor for NAD+.
Right. So NAD is critical to energy production in all cells, vital, and levels of NAD tend to go down as we age. It's an absolute requirement for cellular health and life. You need it. There are a lot of people that are a bit inflamed, if you will, because this thing was popularized through the discussion of NMN and its potential virtues. And then now the FDA sent out a ruling early this year that supplement companies cannot sell it. I will say with NMN, a couple of things happened. First of all, energy, my recovery from workouts much better. I had to take it early day because it was giving me a lot of energy. And then I'm not into my nails and hair, frankly. I'm not one of those. When my hair which is starting to go, I'm just going to let go. But I did notice like my hair and nails growing at a ridiculous rate. And then I came off it just as a control experiment, slowed down again. So it was really interesting. I think there's something there in cellular growth pathways.
Interesting.
While I don't need my nails to grow any faster, I am seeing the benefit of everything else. I've got my NMN, and it boosts your energy, it does help recover from post-workout, and it's a vital part of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Get it while you can, before they try to patent it and turn it into a prescription drug only. To it, I have an exclusive offer for you. If you go to my link in the description or pinned comment down below, then for the next 48 hours you can buy 2 and get 1 for free. That's buy 2, get 1 for free for the next 48 hours at the link in the description or pinned comment. So stock up and get yours now. With that, let's get back into Doctor Who, a series we were told was bound to convert the younger audiences and turn them into lifelong fans. Let's see how well that worked out. Before we get into the current events, let's recap just why Doctor Who is in such a sorry state. Many thought the franchise couldn't dip any further following Jodie Whittaker's run as the first female Doctor. Lo and behold, it could. British publication The Daily Mail did a rundown of the woke storylines that really did a number on Ncuti Gatwa's run, which so far is comprised of 1 season and a couple of specials out in the wild, and a second, and presumably final season, still in the can. The publication writes, Doctor Who, one of the UK's most beloved science fiction shows, faces extermination after its woke storylines enraged viewers. The long-running sci-fi phenomenon, which has a global following of millions, has seen its ratings plummet after fans were left fed up by some of its recent plots. Fuming Whovians were outraged at the introduction of transgender and non-binary characters who would lash out at those assuming their gender, as well as a deranged villain played by a drag queen. Campaigners have accused bosses behind the BBC series of promoting the cult of gender ideology in the latest episodes of the time-hopping romp, which is streaming globally thanks to a lucrative deal with Disney, thought to be worth £100 million. We'll get back to that Disney deal, but before we do, let's move on with some of these storylines. The publication writes, in the anniversary special, fans were also introduced to Donna Noble's transgender daughter, Rose, played by trans actress Yasmin Finney. The 21-year-old, most recognized for the role as Elle Argent in Heartstopper, scolded Tennant's doctor for assuming the gender of an alien. Tennant was called out by Finney's character for describing a fluffy rat-like creature called Beep the Meep as him. Rose lambasted the doctor's assumption that the alien was a he, asking him, "You're assuming he as a pronoun?" In an exchange dubbed cringeworthy by some viewers, the doctor then apologized and asked Meep if he was a he or she or they, to which the creature replied, "My chosen pronoun is the definite article. I'm always the Meep." But there's more where that came from, as the article continues. Fans also lamented at the introduction of the screeching, wide-mouthed, ginger-haired, non-binary villain Maestro, played by American drag queen Jinx Monsoon. The camp icon, who is seen slithering out of a piano while yearning and laughing maniacally, went viral for correcting another character for using him pronouns incorrectly. In the show, Maestro encounters a man who wants other characters to get away from him, to which the villain replies, "them." "What?" the bemused man then asks. "I'm them, but my notation is Maestro," Monsoon's character then replies, before going on to use musical chords as a weapon. Of course, the series isn't only about neo-genders, it is also about combating harmful stereotypes. The write-up continues. Lovers of the show have also lamented at the return of some of the program's beloved villains, who have been given a woke facelift by showrunner Russel T. Davies. Davros, the gaunt, disfigured creator of the Daleks, had been forced to use a wheelchair and mobile life support system since his introduction to Doctor Who in 1975. But in his 2023 return for Children in Need special, Davros appeared able-bodied and sporting a new, younger look. The decision for the overhaul was made by Davies, who said he disliked the fact that Davros was a wheelchair user who is evil. He said a lot of us on the production team did too, associating disability with evil. As for me, I don't think anyone has ever associated disability with evil until the production team decided to side with the opinion of the ultra-woke showrunner. And of course, as should go without saying, this new Doctor is gay, the entire series is flamboyant, and on top of that, it was revealed that David Tennant's Doctor Who had also been gay all along, as he had a crush on Indian Isaac Newton. So, how well did all of this work out? Well, not great. The Daily Mail writes, the recent outing of the Doctor suffered abysmal ratings, with Ncuti's first series attracting between 2.25 million and 3.18 million viewers, a tiny fraction of what it used to pull in. That may lead to not just Disney pulling out, but also the new Doctor himself. According to the publication, there are rumors that the franchise's lead star, Ncuti Gatwa, is on the verge of quitting his role as the Time Lord and that the show could soon be cancelled. The Scottish actor, 32, joined the cast in 2023 after Jodie Whittaker bowed out as the Doctor, but it's rumored he's set to walk away from the show after 2 seasons. Later on, the piece continues. According to reports, a decision of the show's future will only be made by bosses once Ncuti's second series hits screens later this year. It is thought that Ncuti has already filmed his regeneration exit scene, with crews allegedly fearing that this could spell the end of the series after a whopping 62 years. A source told The Sun, Ncuti doesn't want to be tied to the series beyond this and plans to relocate to LA with several Hollywood projects standing by for him. His team also see a lot of fan backlash from the series and don't want the perception of him still being the Doctor to get in the way of any future work. The show has been poorly managed in recent years, and there's a lot of people who've been working on this show for years and now being cast aside due to poor leadership. The insider added that people had warned that the episodes were becoming too caught up on an agenda rather than focusing on telling a story, with those people apparently being shouted down and ignored. However, a Doctor Who spokesperson added to The Sun, "Doctor Who has not been shelved. As we have previously stated, the decision on Season 3 will be made after Season 2 airs. The deal with Disney Plus was for 26 episodes, and exactly half of those still have to transmit." That, if anything, is a soft confirmation that these rumors should be taken seriously. Adding fuel to that fire, there is now speculation that Gatwa would be replaced by, once again, David Tennant. Though it should be stressed that that is speculation only and not based in any actual report or rumor. This follow-up still has some interesting new information though, about none other than Disney. The piece continues. Bosses at Disney Plus have stated that they're waiting to assess the performance of the upcoming second series before deciding whether to continue with their deal. And jumping forward a bit, while the BBC has hit back at claims that Doctor Who could be shelved, sources have also told The Times that it's unusual that there are no plans in place for a third series. An insider said normally shows this big begin pre-production work long in advance, and often while a series is being shot. One would expect Series 3 work to be happening now, and for the production to be clear on who the Doctor will be. If the BBC cannot confirm a continuation of the Disney deal, then that is a worrying sign. Perhaps Disney is waiting to see if the second series performs well, but it's hardly a sign of faith in the show. That delay will mean it is impossible to make a third series within the next year or two, even if it gets the go-ahead. And if it does get that go-ahead, it will likely be with another showrunner, as Russel T. Davies was just rewarded for his franchise destruction with another series. So if indeed this ends up getting cancelled, the Doctor is going away for much longer than 2 years. And that may be just what the Doctor ordered. Would you be sad to see the Doctor go, or would you like to see the current direction continue? Let me know in the comments, and before you go, remember to stock up on NMN from Black Forest. Use my link in the description to get a special offer of 2 for the price of 1. That offer is only valid for the next 48 hours though, so get yours now.